San Francisco is really struggling, Slate.
Yeah, dude, I was there in like 2007, man, and it was a beautiful place, dude. And it's just not that way anymore. What is going on here?
We've seen all the stories about crime just going absolutely insane in San Francisco in particular, but all the big cities in California.
And I live in San Francisco, and I never really feel fully safe. If you live in San Francisco, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
This article says local leaders are trying anything they can to keep San Francisco's struggling downtown core afloat, including paying retired unarmed police to keep an eye out for trouble. Downtown San Francisco thrived during the 2010s in large part because of the growth of the tech industry, but those employees transitioned to remote work during the pandemic, and most of them haven't come back to the office yet. Compounded with that, there were a lot of other things going on: high housing costs, street homelessness, rampant property crime, the fentanyl crisis, also violent crime, which for some reason the article doesn't mention. Downtown San Francisco now trails every other major urban center in economic health. It has a 25% office vacancy rate. Retailers like Nordstrom, Banana Republic, a lot of others, Walgreens, are closing their downtown San Francisco stores. The owner of the city's biggest mall, located downtown, handed it back to the lender rather than continue to make debt payments. They just walked away from it.
Dude, I saw a tweet today of Nordstrom being taken over by people just ripping the place off completely, dude. It was insane.
I've got that coming up. We've got clips of all the mayhem that's gone on in San Francisco.
I've never seen anything like this, dude.
Downtown San Francisco was generating 3/4 of the local gross domestic product of San Francisco. So if no one's down there anymore, San Francisco isn't pulling in any more money now, which is just compounding the problem. And that's where this term doom loop comes from. So they had the COVID situation. The core industry was tech. All the workers left all the, downtown office space. Residents leave, commuters and shoppers stay away. And then the cycle just reinforces. There's no one down there, so no one comes back. The shops leave, etc. San Francisco's population fell 7.5% between 2020 and 2022, the most of any U.S. city with more than 50,000 people. Office workers, however, that are still there complain about crimes like cell phone theft, both on the streets and in the subway stations. There's a lot less people using the public transportation now because of the crime. And then in the Tenderloin district, which is right next to the downtown shopping district, there's actually open drug markets. People are freely dealing and selling on the open street. Way further into this article, they finally mention one of the real causes of this as well. San Francisco is one of the many cities with a shortage of police officers due to increased retirements, not really, and difficulty recruiting since the pandemic and protests that followed the killing of George Floyd. But its 27% deficit is particularly severe. They are short 27% of their police. Their mayor, who's super woke, London Breed, she increased the police overtime budget to compensate. She attempted to make up for the 600 officer shortfall on a force intended to number 2182. So maybe there's a lot of early retirements, but the reason they're retiring is because there was a whole defund the police movement, which we're about to visit. Notice this article is dated 2020, so here's the real cause of San Francisco's problem. San Francisco Mayor London Breed announces cuts to police in the new city budget. This was in July of 2020. The mayor announced a $120 million cut to the police and sheriff's department. $120 million. You're going to cut that out of your police force and think that has no consequence?
I know.
In a press conference Friday, the mayor said $120 million in funding would be redirected from law enforcement agencies to instead be spent on addressing disparities in the Black community. With this budget, we're listening to the community and prioritizing investments in the African American community around housing, mental health and wellness, workforce development, economic justice, education, advocacy, and accountability, said Mayor Reed. We are hopeful that this increased awareness and commitment will make a genuine difference and remove barriers to progress, especially for justice-involved people who seek successful re-entry, said the San Francisco sheriff. Let's look at that phrase, Slate. Justice-involved people who seek successful re-entry. That seems like a nice way of saying criminals who want to get out of jail.
Yeah, or who are up for jail, right, and want to sort of, get back into the community.
Yes.
Right. Again, the same thing happened in New York when the DA said he was sort of scared to go on the subway in his own town because they moved some money around. Again, not bad ideas. They just don't work. I mean, look at all the crime that's happening in San Francisco right now. It's insane, dude.
You were mentioning earlier, and I'm sure all the viewers have seen these insane crime videos coming from San Francisco and also Oakland, a lot of other places in California. We're going to take a look at some of those now. There are so many. I just limited my search to the last week. I think it was August 7th or August 8th until now. This woman lives in San Francisco. She went viral. And by the way, I did check her TikTok and looked at some of her other stuff. And she's not like a political person, and it's legit. I just want to make sure this wasn't like a fake video.
I'm literally shaking right now. I was just getting groceries, and I live in San Francisco, and I never really feel fully safe. If you live in San Francisco, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I just got groceries. I'm walking out of the store, and this guy is walking past me and says, "Move, you stupid bitch," and he spits in my face. Spits all over my face. And then I say, "Excuse me, did you just spit in my face?" And he says, "Move or I'll rape you." There's also people everywhere, and everyone's just walking by because they're like, I can't handle something else in San Francisco. It's always something else. I don't even know why I'm posting this. If you live in San Francisco, do you feel this way all the time? I don't feel safe, ever. I literally never feel safe. It's better when it's daylight. But nighttime, no, not leaving my house.
Oh, that's awful. No one should ever have to feel like that, dude. Ever, ever, ever.
No, that's terrible. I can't imagine living like that. So what is she talking about? Let's start day one of our weekend review. This is August 8th. This is from a sunglass hut in San Francisco. You can see there's like three, four people just cleaning out the sunglass hut. 3 people, 4 people. Sunglasses, man. Running away.
Wow.
Right in front of everybody. No one does anything.
That's blatant, man.
Yeah.
Just blatant.
This is August 11th. This is in Oakland, California. This is filmed from I believe it's from the convenience store. The guy is still in the car, pumping gas.
The guy's running after him like, stop.
Yeah.
Hey, stop. Okay.
They do not care about anybody doing anything. There's no fear of anybody doing anything. This is also from August 11th. Officials at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, which is in downtown San Francisco, advised hundreds of their employees to work remotely for the foreseeable future due to public safety concerns. The U.S. government is telling its workers not to come into the office because it's too dangerous.
This is worse than I thought.
Yeah. This is San Francisco from August 12th, Oakland. This is in a major shopping district. People driving by. In a Lexus, the thieves are in a Lexus. Maybe it's stolen. Just busting into car windows. Again, not worried about anybody stopping them. There's plenty of people around. There's someone filming it.
Wow.
It's wild, right?
Yeah, dude. You just didn't see this, and not at this volume level. I mean, years ago. You just didn't, dude.
No, and dude, we're not cherry picking. We're literally just going through the last week. So this is August 12th also. This is the one you mentioned. This is 30.
Yes, I saw this just today.
30 robbers looted Nordstrom in Los Angeles, California. Folks, this is not in the middle of the night for those who are just listening. This is in the middle of the day while everybody is shopping in Nordstrom's in a nice area. This looks like a movie, dude. This guy's dragging the whole rack with him.
Yeah, he kept it unhooked, yeah. so sad, man. Crazy.
And what message does it send to literally everyone else in there who are actually paying? These people can just come in, take whatever they want. Whatever they want. No one tries to stop them. Nobody. And there's no security. How do 30 people enter your store and you don't have an armed security guard? Again, this doesn't happen in Texas, man. There's a reason. We haven't defunded the police in Texas. We believe in personal responsibility. Everybody is armed, and there's plenty of Texans who do the right thing. And let's just say they wouldn't let this happen. Citizens, they wouldn't let this happen. Again, we're not cherry picking. So this is the next day in San Francisco, August 13th. Wild animals, man. Just taking over an intersection, stopping all traffic, doing burnouts, launching fireworks. By the way, any of those cars could get out of hand and take out like 50 people. Look at this, man.
This is incredible stuff.
Yeah, got what he deserved.
So not an officer to be found. Dude, the first time I saw this sort of thing was in Detroit, maybe 10 years ago. But they were doing it on like a side street. There was no disruption of traffic or anything. This is a main intersection. Like, I mean, like I said, like, if they didn't seem to be disturbing or bothering anybody in Detroit when I saw it. This is massively disruptive. This is a whole different thing.
This is another shoplifting incident, Roseville, California.
Hundreds of dollars of Nike products stolen.
Just walking out the door. 1, 2, 3, 4. No one stopping them. People just filming.
I think they're told not to stop them. Is that the deal?
Yeah, that's the deal. California, they have all these, most of the big cities have these policies. If it's less than $1,000, yeah, just let them go.
Yeah.
Just let them go.
It's not worth it.
And here's another one from Oakland. And again, not cherry picking. This is August 14th. This is just the stuff that happened this week. I mean, is this America or is this like Mad Max? And by the way, is that a stolen car that they raced around and then just, burn at the end? I can't imagine one of them doing that to their own car.
What's the point of doing this? Like, what's the mindset of these people?
That would be like an hour-long cast,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
I think anger is the first thing that comes to mind.
I mean, it's anger, it's depression, it's like
Yeah.
number one, no fathers. No fathers. There's no discipline in these people's lives, and there's also no fear of consequence or punishment.
So Vivek Ramaswamy, Vivek always talks about like the void of purpose and stuff like that in some of his speeches.
Woke is a religion now, and these people don't
I've
have
heard
like,
this,
again, people can believe whatever they want, right?
They can.
We're not pushing any religion here, but the fact is, when you reject all religion and you reject all sense of order and you have no purpose, you have nothing to fill the empty holes in your lives, and then you don't have a father who can like guide you, which a lot of these people, I'm guessing, don't. That I think that's the biggest problem. And there's no marriages, there's no traditional nuclear family. What'd you say?
Or a mom.
Yeah, but mom is not traditionally the punisher. It's the dad who's the disciplinarian. When I was a kid, I wasn't scared of my mom. I was scared of my dad. He could just look at me and make me cry.
Oh, I know. Yeah, my dad could probably make me cry in my 30s, brah. That's transparency for you.
So this is a kind of cool video someone put together, just kind of showing the state of being in California, like before, after in San Francisco.
It's just a cigarette and it cannot be that bad.
Honey, don't you love me and you know it makes me sad.
It's just a cigarette like you always used to do.
I was different then, I don't need them to be cool.
Just showing all the stores, all the major chains that have left California and now are just vacant and boarded up buildings. Walgreens, CVS, Crate and Barrel.
It's just a cigarette and it harms your pretty lungs.
Well, it's only twice a week, so there's not much of a chance.
It's just a cigarette, it'll
Multiple
serve me
CVS's, a lot of CVS's.
Honey, can you trust me when I want to stop? I can.
Walgreens. Multiple Walgreens.
What is this song? I like that.
It's pretty cool, yeah. We'll probably get a copyright strike for that. I'll probably have to delete that or mute it. So you'd think, with all this mayhem and violence and, just total lawlessness in San Francisco and California in general, maybe the city leaders have a plan. Let's take a look and see what they're focused on.
I knew you were gonna go here with that. Dude, it's a big deal. I gotta take down that X. It's distracting people.
Don't worry about these sideshows and all these like
and Walgreens and CVS leaving in droves, but the X logo
and like 30 people walking in Suicide Squad style and doing a heist in Nordstrom's. We've gotta get that X sign down. It didn't get a permit.
That's right, it didn't.
San Francisco focusing on the right people. And, normally I'd feel sorry for these people. And the girl we saw earlier who was like, she had that guy say those terrible things to her in the street. I'd normally feel sorry for them, but all of them choose to live there and all of them vote this in. And they voted it in repeatedly. And they all voted for defund the police. And they voted for all the city officials who defunded the police. So, you know what? We don't feel sorry for y'all anymore. You get what you voted for. You deserve it. And if you want it to stop, vote differently or move. But I'll tell you what, if you come to my state, don't try to bring that BS here. I'm sure you feel the same way.
That's why I got Jason Aldean playing in the background right now. Try that in a small town.
Try that in a small town.
And that will go to Jason Aldean coming up next. Guys, leave your comments below and make sure you smash that like button. Help this channel grow. We are Yakcast. Yeah.
And subscribe.